What's your Tyler's back with the retro reviews here on Tyler's Retro Reviews with SummerSlam 2019. I knew the day was going to come to go back to 2019. Actually, I knew from the beginning when I was going to do talk about SummerSlam that I didn't talk about yet. This is one year I don't want to go back to. And finally enough, 2019 was my first time being a YouTuber. But holy fucking shit. 2019, it might be the second worst year in WWE ever. Like, as bad as this time period was, see, the wild card rule, Raw and SmackDown will dip in quality. Some of their pay-per-views were not good. Like Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, Stomping Grounds. Yes, that was an actual name for a pay-per-view. TLC, Clash of Champions, fucking Saudi deal. Literally, that's what I was going to say, the fucking Saudi deal. Baron Corbin as the fucking main eventer and then they're ring feud with Seth Rollins. I could go on and on and on. Roman Reigns terrible 2019. Seth Rollins is terrible 2019. The Hell in a Cell 2019 main event fiasco. Brock Lesnar bearing Kofi Kingston in 6 seconds for the WWE Championship on the first SmackDown on Fox. But let's talk about SummerSlam 2019. This was a dip in the SummerSlam quality from the prior year SummerSlam. And I'm going to say this, the 2018 SummerSlam was a better quality show than this. I mean, it took place on August 11th, a Raw and SmackDown branded pay-per-view, really. I mean, 205 Live was not a real brand to me, honestly. At the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Canada. Remember the last time SummerSlam was in Toronto? 2004. We all know how much I fucking hate that SummerSlam. You know. I know. Randy Orton's babyface turn. Although it didn't happen until the night after. But still, it planted the fucking... It happened, okay? Triple H's worst match in ever with Eugene. I know a lot of people say, we'll discuss that match was his worst match. No. That Scott Steiner match from Royal Rumble 2003 was infinitely better than that match. The crowd. And a bunch of other lame-ass matches also, like... But, other than Kurt and A. Guerrero and that affirmation main event when Orton turned face, even though it happened the night after, I understand the confusing... But regardless, I just hated SummerSlam in 2004. Then and now, 21 years from now. Well, 21 years later now. Although this SummerSlam wasn't as bad as 2004's, but I look at the card for this, I was like, this happened. This was a match on SummerSlam. This was a match at SummerSlam. Like, other than the 2 world title matches, which, although they were not great matches, let's just be fair here. All the others, I was like, this was a SummerSlam match? Really? Now, I complained about last year's SummerSlam and not felt like a SummerSlam despite being a huge stadium. At least it had Roman Reigns returning at the end. Let's talk about that fiasco. Also, I almost forgot. The Who tried to kill Roman Reigns storyline. I know it's been 5 minutes. I haven't talked about the matches yet, but all the bad memories from 2019 are back with me again. I should have just picked SummerSlam 2018 instead of this, but again, not because the show was bad. It was the year that was. There was this mysterious attacker attacking Roman Reigns, and we all know it was Eric Rowan. So there you go. Thank you for tuning in for that little story time there. You thought I was going to end this video right now. I hadn't talked about the fucking card yet. Also, normally I don't talk about pre-shows, but Elias was in the ring, but then got speared by Edge. So that was a little foreshadowing right there. Okay, where the hell was I? Yeah. The matches, the main matches on the card. I am not counting the 3 pre-show matches because who fucking gives a shit about pre-show matches? Anyways. Here's a little... We'll wait till the end. Let's talk about SummerSlam 2019, okay? First match is a submission match for the Raw Women's Championship. I honestly don't miss the whole branded belt thing because it got overkill by 2021 when they kept swapping belts around, and I don't want to talk about that. But regardless, let's continue on. Becky Lynch defeats Natalya to retain the Raw Women's Championship. Yes, this was a SummerSlam match. Why? Because we're in fucking Canada and Natalya is from Canada. I just don't care for Natalya at all. I do like Becky Lynch, but this run with the Raw Women's Championship, looking back at it, what a fucking missed opportunity this was. Like, you pair up with Lacey Evans. Yeah, remember her? And they were merged with the feud between Seth Rollins and Baron Corbin. Oh, God. Everything about 2019, I just want to throw up. This submission match was... there. A 6 out of 10 I'll give it, and yeah, still. And then we get, now, the original SummerSlam plan was supposed to be Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz, but until the last Raw before SummerSlam, Miz says, "You're not facing me," and then they thought it was going to be Shawn Michaels, because remember the Crown Jewel fiasco from 2018? But it wasn't Shawn Michaels, it was Goldberg. And Goldberg basically destroyed Dolph Ziggler in 1 minute and 50 seconds! It was entertaining for a Goldberg squash, so he gets 5 points for a Goldberg squash. Literally, Dolph hit 2 super kicks, Goldberg no-sold it, spear, jackhammer, game over. And then Goldberg just speared him again after the match. Yeah. That was the best thing about, not match-wise, but it was the best part about SummerSlam. Anyways. And then we get for the United States Championship, AJ Styles defeats Ricochet to retain the United States Championship. This was not one of AJ Styles' best matches, I'm being honest. It is heel AJ Styles 2019. Yeah. I don't want to talk about this AJ Styles at all. I mean, the finish was nice. Ricochet was going for a springboard or something off the top rope. He just caught him with a Styles Clash, and that was it. Yeah. A 6.5 out of 10 I'll give it. But, yeah. I mean, HL the prior had a match with Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. Why would they do that? And then we get for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley defeats Ember Moon to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Again, like the opener, this was a SummerSlam match. This should not be on the card. It sucked. 3 out of 10 I'll give it. You thought that was bad? Wait until you see the next match on this show. The stipulation in this match is if Kevin Owens loses the match, he will quit WWE. And Elias was the special guest enforcer. Kevin Owens defeats Shane McMahon, so there was that. This was also another shit match. I might talk about Shane McMahon's best in the world storyline probably in the next dumpster fire next month. Hell, goddamn 2019 WWE, how shitty are you? Their 2017 feud was fine. This sucked. I'm being fair here. This is probably the second worst match on the show behind the WWE Championship match. A 2 out of 10 I'll give it. There was a ref bumps. Plural. Owens used a chair. And then when the original ref get back up, Owens just dropped the chair and the ref was going to put it away. He didn't see it. Kevin Owens hits Shane McMahon in the Family Jewels and hits him with the stunner. I hate Kevin Owens' stunner, honestly. Like, I hate when wrestlers use other wrestlers' moves. Finishers, that is. It's a nitpick I had, but I'm just being honest with that. I hate when they, like Kevin Owens doing the stunner. I hate when he does the stunner, honestly. I mean, it did pay out at WrestleMania 38 when he fought Stone Cold, but he was not going to beat Stone Cold on for real, though. Anyways, then we get literally the only match that actually says SummerSlam. Charlotte Flair defeats Trish Stratus. Finally, a good fucking match. It only took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches until we get an actual good fucking match on this card. But you obviously know why this is happening, because this is in Toronto and Trish is from Toronto, but you, what I'm trying to say, you obviously know Trish was not going to win this match. Come on. She passes the torch to Charlotte, and that's it. But this is a big but. This was advertised as Trish's retirement match. This should have been her actual retirement match. But it wasn't her actual retirement match. Because of retirement in wrestling doesn't mean shit. Ask Ric Flair about that. But still, a 9 out of 10. I still think Charlotte's match with Asuka at WrestleMania 34 was her best one to this. Look, I get it, Trish is still great, but This is not 2005 or 2004 anymore. It's 2000. Well, now it's 2025, and he still had a match this year. No, three actually, because she was in the Royal Rumble this year. But this should have been her last match officially. She passed the torch to Charlotte. I know she had like more titles than her, but still, it still would have been that. But she still did pass the torch to her. But it was all for nothing because she kept wrestling 4 years later with Becky Lynch, one I actually saw live. But still, I'm nitpicky about this, but still, everything about this was great until she came back out of retirement again. Let's get this next match out of the way. It's the worst match on the fucking show. For the WWE Championship, Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton ends in a double countout. Result is Kofi Kingston kept the WWE Championship. My God, this match went on for fucking ever. I know it's 16 minutes, but 16 minutes is way too fucking long. And when this show happens, we had a funny feeling that Brock Lesnar was going to drop the Universal title and he was going to become the WWE Championship. SmackDown's first episode on Fox. Although, realistically, maybe they should give the WWE Championship to Orton. And I'm no fan of Randy Orton, let's be fucking fair here. I never have, never will. Shove it, you don't like it. Yes, that's Marky D's line, but still. This match was bad. Like, literally bad. When Orton hits the RKO, they both went outside the ring. And there was no count by the referee. It just randomly ends. Like, should the refs just do a count? Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get it, right? I don't see the referee counting them both out. Just raise the fucking bell anyways, and the match ends like that? And Kofi beats Orton the next pay-per-view anyways. And it gets fed to Brock Lesnar in fucking 1.5 seconds. Everything about Kofi Kingston's WWE Championship run was at the wrong place at the wrong time. You know why? They should give the belt back to AJ Styles at WrestleMania 35. Zero out of 10. Fuck everything about this Kofi Kingston Randy Orton feud. I hate everything about that feud. And then we get the Fiend Bray Wyatt's first match as the Fiend character. Man, it's so sad still to this day that we lost him 2 years ago. He basically murdered Finn Balor in this match. It made me feel smiley again to see this character again. So, 5 points for the Fiend's look alone, the entrance, and they better not screw this up. Oh, wait. Hell in Cell 2019 says hello. Get out. Alright. Finally, we get the main event for the Universal Championship. Seth Rollins defeats Brock Lesnar to win back the Universal title. This was just not that great of a match, to be fair here. I mean, it did play a good story with Seth Rollins selling his rib injury throughout this match. Also, he gets greeted by Bret Hart. Yay, Bret Hart. Fuck Bret Hart. I'm just being fair to you. But we got address why Brock Lesnar's Universal Champion again for the third time? Because he fucking won Money in the Bank. And that moment they should just cut off Money in the Bank after that. Or it took place on May 19th. Brock cashed in at Extreme Rules and we were like, again with Brock as champion. But this run lasted a month. Thank the Lord. But I'm only giving this a 3.5 out of 10 for Seth Rollins selling the rib injury for weeks leading up to this SummerSlam match. But I can't defend this match because it was not a great match. And I get the story going into this, but this is like how, Rollins was the Universal title the first time after WrestleMania, then they put him in a fucking never-ending feud with Baron Corbin. And then when he won the title again here, Hell in a Cell 2019 destroyed it. Seth's main event babyface run, that is. WWE in 2019, how fucking shitty were you again? So yeah. This SummerSlam was forgettable. But it's better than Survivor Series and Royal Rumble and TLC and all those. But it's WWE in 2019. I only give it as a 6.5 out of 10. Only because of the two squash matches and Charlotte and Trish. But honestly, that should have been the main event also. Not Brock and Seth. I'm being fair with that, okay? So, the next week, and more on August, WWE Bash to the Beach 1997, WWE Road Wild 1997, WWE Fully Loaded 2000, and WWE Vengeance 2003 will be for the month of August. And then tomorrow will be my SmackDown review, and then I'll do Sunday will be the 2-night SummerSlam event. Why? I don't fucking know. But those will be on my main channel. Subscribe to the notification bell on that one. And also like this video, comment below, subscribe to this channel, the notification bell as well. And there. Bye.